Hello everyone, I'm Dad of the Butt, and welcome to Abuttment, a Minecraft 1.12 Let's Play for both new and non-players. I've brought all of my goodies back upstairs. We now have a grand total of 52 diamonds. However, we have lots of iron and gold to smelt. I've done a quick run downstairs and grabbed myself some lava buckets. Much easier than coal for bulk smelting. Remember, one bucket of lava will smelt a whole stack of ores. We'll get our gold out of the way and then start working on our iron ore. We have 4 furnaces. Must remember to take my bucket back. We can now take our hard-won diamonds and treat ourselves to some diamond armor, a diamond sword, and we will also need a diamond pickaxe. I've spoken in earlier episodes about the material obsidian, which we will need for our next large task. Speaking of our next task, before I start crafting my diamond armor, it's been a long while since we were up here. Quick snooze, check the area is clear. All the time I was diamond hunting, I did keep forgetting to come up and keep nursing the sugarcane that we planted before the start of that. That's put us a little behind the game. Sugarcane, if I harvest it and leave the bottom, it will regrow. And these which I've now harvested, I'm just going to straight replant. We will need much sugarcane, as sugarcane is used to make paper, paper is used to make books, books are used to make bookshelves, and we need quite a few of those ahead of enchanting. We're not going to do any more diamond hunting for a little while. We've hit the magic 30, which is what we need for this stage. Once we start enchanting, we can get an enchantment called looting. Sorry, looting is for swords. What we need is fortune, which we can put on a pickaxe. And the more fortune we put on, the greater the chance that for each ore block we break, we may get anywhere. Say for example, we get fortune 4. For each ore block we break, we will have a chance of getting between 1 and 4 diamonds. Knowing that we have that facility, it would be foolish to break ore blocks in the future, knowing that very shortly we will be having a fortune pick. May not quite make sense yet, it will when we get to it. The other thing in terms of nursing, hopefully this has been running all the time we have been down diamond hunting. Let's have a look. No, I've obviously been out of range. It has collected some extra stuff at times whilst I've been in range. It would appear though most of the time mobs have despawned before they've drowned and deposited their drops in the chest. Okay, diamond armour, diamond sword and 1 diamond pickaxe. If I can get my controller under control. We won't be using the diamond pick generally. As with stone, we started with stone and kept our iron in reserve. Now that we have enough iron, we are using iron and we have diamond in reserve. And who knows, maybe one day we will have enough diamond to just use diamond tools all the time. We're not there yet. Cover me with diamonds. Ooh. And 23 left over. Excellent. Well, it would appear that our gold has finished smelting. Get some more iron on the go. Our next major task then is building the enchanting room. However, we're going to need more sugarcane for that. So I'm going to take the opportunity, finally, to tidy up my farm. Get it more into a pattern that I personally prefer. I'll jump off camera, do that. As always, I'll keep recording if anything interesting happens. I will come back to you. Otherwise, I will come back once we have a nice farm on the go. Here we are, just outside the house. This is how I like to do my grow beds. So internally, 8 long, 2 dirt. I've tilled it so it's farmland. 1 water in the middle. That keeps the dirt hydrated and therefore it stays farmland. Crops grow better with light. I tend to fence posts. 2 of those. Block of wool on the top. And then a torch on each of the 4 faces. Same again at the other end. I will keep this face bare because I will be having 2 grow beds, 1 here, 1 there, and then another 2 the other side of the door. So we will have 1, 2, 3, 4 grow beds. Oh, looks like we're getting some sugarcane action. Most of them have gone to 2, some of them have gone to 3. Let's run down there. Because those we harvest, hello Squiddy, we can just keep replanting on sand. Can't plant on this one because it isn't directly next to water, same with that one. Here we have a bit of Enderman action. Looks like Mr. Enderman has picked up that block and put it there for us. I wonder where he's put those 2. This is going to be farmland, so a good opportunity to collect some sand and get our sand stocks up. And we'll be replacing this with the dirt we dug off our mountains earlier. I've just fallen into those stairs one turn too many, so I've made some trapdoors, put them across the top. I don't want to fill these in yet, as there are some caves down here that we need to sort out in time. Just putting trapdoors on means we can open and close and run across the top. All the sand in this area I've taken down by about 3 blocks. Got me about 5 stacks of sand. Fill those up with the dirt we got from clearing the hill over there. We now have 2 of our grow beds now planted with wheat. There are 4 rows of 8, so each bed will take half a stack of seeds, so 2 beds is exactly 1 stack of wheat seeds. We'll place another couple of beds here and use that for various things. And I'm starting to restore the fence to delineate the farm generally, but I will need to make some more, and we're good for another sugarcane run. And that's got us our 3 stacks in. Great. These grass blocks I'll explain in a moment. I'm just marking out some of my farm areas. And to be honest, the reason I'm up here at the moment anyway is I was working downstairs, night arrived, and I realised that A, that gate was open, and B, this fence no longer exists, so I'd actually bobbed upstairs to deal with the mobs that were roaming around. We now have all of the sugarcane that we need. That was the heavy work. We still need a few more, but they're all easily gained. But we may as well have a short episode and I'll finish off the aesthetics of the farm. What I'm going to do, we're going to have another 2 beds as marked by these blocks here. And we will give our animals more space. Roughly a 9 by 9 block internal I find is good for each of the animal pens. We need 4. We currently have cows, sheep and chickens. The 4th are pigs, which I need to go and find a breeding pair of yet. Those pens, the fence is going to be on this line here, in line with the house wall, and we are going to have a 3-block gap between the pens and the house. So starting about here, 1 fence, 9 blocks for the pen, and then a fence between. The reason I've gone for 9, we always do, or I always tend to try and work with an odd number. That means we can put a gate nicely in the middle. Let's just have a sleep. Yes, 2 by 2 animal pens, 9 by 9 blocks internally for each of them, 3 blocks between the pens and the house, and there will be a 3-block working passage in between them. I've laid out these blocks. This is pretty much the southern extent. The southern fence will run along here, and the eastern extent about here. So this block marks the southeastern extent. We'll need to move some of our orchard back. We'll need to move that hill back out of the way. Finish terraforming this area here. We're going to be left with quite a nice patch of land here to play with. That will come in handy for special projects. The fence lining up with the central working gangway, probably about here. I think I'll beach this area, switching to dirt for what remains of that hill. I'm going to go through a lot of tools doing this. Now that we are flush with iron following our adventures downstairs, you can see I've condensed them down to blocks, and each block I can now deconstruct back into 9 ingots. I'll grab a stack, or just one short of a stack, and go and put those in my farming chest. They're then to hand to replenish the tools that I go through. Believe it or not, I am in danger of forgetting that there is a void and cave system under here that needs sorting, so we'll do our usual, add a door and a torch, then when we're kitted up we'll come and sort it out. That's the animal pens created, animals segregated, finished the terraforming. Just need to put those 2 extra beds in and check the lighting levels within the demilitarized zone, and then sort out our 2 patches of sugarcane. Here we have our 2 new grow beds. This one in particular, you can see I've lined either side of the water with sand. I'll harvest all of this sugarcane now and then just replant some of it down here to keep our sugarcane supplies ticking over. These outer strips I'm going to run down into my chest, see what I've got. We may want to go for a little hunt to gather up some of the vegetables that we don't already have. I'm just noticing some sound cues that inform me I have a witch that spawned down in the mob farm and has now come up to our drowning trap. There she is. Now, of course, the problem with witches is they do not drown. That witch will stay there until I get far enough away for her to despawn, unless I take action. Ooh, and she's left us a potion. Potion of healing. The only thing I have that I haven't already planted was the melons that I picked up on the way through the jungle on the way here. I should be able to take the melons and craft them into seeds. I'll make 8. Melons and pumpkins are quite similar in that they work from a stem, and what we do, we plant them down. Because I've planted them next to each other, they will grow a stem which will deposit, in this case a melon, over onto this block here. So we should get 8 melons for our 16 blocks. And as I say, pumpkins work exactly the same way, but I haven't found any yet. Likewise, potatoes, carrots, beetroot. Now those are normally found over in villages. I did notice one on the way over, and we haven't done villagers yet. I think that's our farm just about done. Our melons are starting to grow now, so some mature stems with some melons popping out of them. Sugarcane all cleared off the edges and transplanted into one of the beds. I've tidied up our little water pool in the corner, our farm well. Been around and validated all of the lighting levels. This area here is a bit over the top, however it is just a duplicate of the lighting around these 4 beds, so I've just carried on the pattern. Plenty of space for our animals. Nice demilitarized zone. Yes, I'm happy with that. In a future episode, we need to find one of our villagers, get some carrots and potatoes, etc. We have an empty pen over there. We need to go find ourselves some pigs. But that will suffice, I think, for this episode. Hopefully you know how it works by now. I'm not in this for the likes, but if you enjoyed it or found it useful, then a like would help other people to find it. Feel free to leave comments, but please be nice to each other. Keep playing Minecraft.